You type one prompt into Claude Artifacts and get back a live, interactive app you can share with anyone in minutes, no code written. Skip this workflow and you're still copy-pasting raw text when you could be shipping something people can actually click. Claude Artifacts turns a plain English prompt into a shareable, interactive tool, and the real question is whether every step of that process actually works reliably. Let's find out. Step 1. Share your artifact with a link. The day you finish something and send it to a client, they click the link and get a login wall or a broken page. That's the moment all that work becomes useless. So we need to know exactly what happens when you hit publish, who can open it, and what the catch is on team or enterprise plans. I looked at what actually happens when you click publish. Claude mints a Claude.ai public artifacts URL, and the person on the other end can open it and interact with it without a Claude account at all. The one real catch is that on team and enterprise plans, sharing defaults to org only, so if you're on one of those, an owner has to flip a setting before public links even work. Link sharing works exactly as promised on free, pro, and max plans, and the viewer doesn't need an account, which is a genuinely useful detail if you're sending this to someone outside your workflow. Team and enterprise users, check with your org owner before you assume the publish button is live. That's one of 6 steps confirmed clean. I know that org only default because I ran into it on a Tuesday and spent way too long figuring out why my link wasn't working. Drop a comment below if you've hit that same wall. Step 2. Build an interactive dashboard. A lot of people see the word dashboard and assume Claude Artifacts is basically Tableau or Power BI, and then they're confused when there's no live warehouse connector and no scheduled refresh. You want to know upfront what it can actually render, what chart libraries are available, and where the BI platform comparison just falls apart. So when I prompted for an interactive dashboard, Claude built a live preview React component using recharts, D3, and 3.js, all rendered right in the panel. And as of April 2026, live artifacts can auto-refresh from external sources via MCP. The honest inline caveat is that there are no native warehouse connectors, no row-level security, and no scheduled refresh. So if you need Looker, this isn't Looker. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Dashboards and interactive visualizations are a clean win for Claude Artifacts, with recharts, D3, and 3.js all in play, plus live artifacts for real-time data refresh. Just don't go in expecting governed BI features because they're not there. 2 of 6 steps now confirmed working cleanly. Step 3. Download and export your artifact. You build something great, you want to host it yourself or hand it off to a developer, and then you realize the download button is just gone. No button, no file, no idea how to get your work out. So the question is, what's the real export path? And what do you do when the UI doesn't cooperate? I checked the download flow, and the download icon in the artifact panel gives you a self-contained .html file you can run anywhere, and Claude's skills system also produces docx, docptx, docxox, and PDF as of late 2025. The inline caveat, there's no bulk export and no one-click file naming natively, so if the download button is missing, you just ask Claude for the complete HTML code and it hands it over. Export works, and the backup path of asking Claude for the raw HTML is genuinely reliable when the button goes missing. No bulk export is the one gap, and a third-party tool like AI Toolbox fills it if you need correct file names. That's 3 of 6 steps delivering cleanly. Step 4. Version control after feedback. You iterate on an artifact, your client asks you to roll back to the version from 2 days ago, and you have absolutely no idea how to get there, because you assume this works like Git. So the real question is what version history actually looks like inside Claude Artifacts, and how far it gets you before you need something else. I ran through the versioning flow, and here's what I found. Every time you edit a prior chat message, Claude creates a branched version with its own artifact state, and the UI exposes that version history so you can move between earlier and later renders. The honest caveat right here is that this is not Git. There are no pull requests, no blame, no merge tools. So if your team needs that, you're outside what Artifacts does. Version control works for the feedback loop most people actually need, branch states, and a history you can navigate right in the UI. It's not a replacement for Git, and if you need PRs or merge tools, that's a different product. 4 of 6 steps confirmed clean. Okay, so 4 steps are on the board, and both remaining ones are where most people actually get burned, fixing a broken artifact when something goes wrong, and accidentally exposing your data to Google when you publish. Those 2 steps are where the real gotchas live, and they could change how you use this whole workflow, so let's get into them. Step 5. Fix broken artifact errors. Your artifact loads a blank screen, there's a red error in the console, and you have no idea if it's a code bug or just the sandbox blocking something. This is the step where people give up and say Claude Artifacts doesn't work, when really there's a specific repair path that handles most of these failures if you know where to look. Watch what happens when you hit the Try Fixing with Claude button. It auto-repairs the artifact about half the time, which is community reported and pretty useful for a one-click fix. When it doesn't work, you paste the exact error message back into the chat and Claude patches the code, and that manual path is way more reliable. Some errors aren't bugs at all, they're sandbox restrictions like local storage being blocked or CORs, and knowing that distinction saves you a lot of time. Error fixing works, with the manual paste the error path being the reliable one, and the autofix button getting you there about half the time as a fast first try. The gotcha is sandbox restrictions that look like bugs, but aren't, so if pasting the error doesn't fix it, check whether local storage or CORS is the real culprit. 5 of 6 steps confirmed working. Step 6. Publish your artifact publicly. You click Publish thinking your link is private. Only people with the URL can see it, and then a week later, someone tells you it showed up in a Google search. That's a real behavior tied to which plan you're on, and you need to know the difference before you put anything sensitive in an artifact. I dug into the publish behavior, and here's what actually happens. On paid plans, the published URL is unguessable and carries a no-index header, so search engines leave it alone. On the free plan, that no-index header is not there, and the URL can be crawled and indexed by Google with a dialog warning before you confirm. There's also no password or expiry option on any plan, and once you unpublish an artifact, you can't republish that same one. Publishing works cleanly on paid plans, where the no-index header keeps your artifact out of search results. On the free plan, keep sensitive data out of anything you publish because Google can index it. All 6 steps confirmed working, with that one free plan caveat being the only real gotcha in the whole workflow. Alright, so here's what you'll actually have by the end of this workflow. A shareable, interactive app or dashboard built from a plain English prompt with 0 code written, a self-contained .html file you can download and host anywhere, and a Herde published artifact on a public link that anyone can open without a Claude account. That's a real deliverable, not a mock-up. 3 mistakes people make with Claude Artifacts. 1. Publishing on the free plan with sensitive data in it. Fix that by upgrading to a paid plan or keeping private info out entirely. 2. Assuming it's a BI platform with live connectors and row-level security. It's not, so scope your ask to what it actually does. 3. Expecting Git-style version control, you get branched versions, not pull requests. If you want the fastest path from a plain English prompt to a shareable, interactive tool with 0 code, Claude Artifacts delivers every step of that, and the only thing that changes your experience is whether you're on the free plan or a paid one. No code. 1 prompt. Live, shareable app. Now, here's the one thing no tutorial mentions. Once you unpublish a free plan artifact, you cannot republish that exact artifact again, ever. The publish button just stops working for it. So if you need to take something down temporarily and put it back up, you have to create a new artifact from scratch and get a new URL. Plan your publish timing before you hit that button. Now that you know how Claude Artifacts works end-to-end, the next thing worth understanding is the feature that powers the live data refresh you saw in Step 2. I did a full breakdown called Claude Skills Explained, and it covers exactly how that system works under the hood, which changes how you think about what artifacts can actually connect to.